Welcome to Spotlight on Lakewood. I'm Mayor Adam Paul. And today on this segment of How It Works, we're going to look into our Request Lakewood system, which allows our community members to engage with the city when they see things of interest or of concern. We want to talk a little bit about some of the most frequented issues, and one of those is graffiti. Today I'm here with one of our code enforcement officers, Juan Bonilla-Acosta. We're going to chat a little bit about graffiti. Juan, thanks for coming out today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, how big of a problem is graffiti?
Well, graffiti is a big concern in the city of Lakewood, and the community does an amazing job by reporting and removing graffiti in a timely manner.
So you said reporting. How many cases a year do we see?
We have an average of approximately 320 cases a year, approximately 26 a month.
26 a month. So a lot of times you might just see it on a wall, but what happens if you see somebody doing graffiti?
If you witness somebody doing graffiti, please call 911 immediately.
Okay, so if you see it in action, call 911, but if you just happen to see it, is there another avenue, a non-emergency avenue to contact, so somebody's not in the act, but you've seen that fresh graffiti has happened?
There's two ways to report graffiti. One is Request Lakewood, which is an online service. It's very easy, a nice portal to use. If you have access to internet and a computer, you can do it that way, or you can call the non-emergency line.
So with Request Lakewood, you can actually put it on your smartphone and take a picture and send it in with it as well, correct?
Yes, with Request Lakewood, you can take a picture, you can submit the information, an address, and all details that you think are useful.
Which is super helpful to you, and then once that comes into code enforcement, what process does that then go into?
We go and notify the property owners. We make sure the property owners are aware of the graffiti, and they take necessary actions to remove it.
So if it's public property, the public entity takes care of it. If it's private property, who's responsible?
On private property, the owners are responsible for removing the graffiti.
And so how long do they have to do that?
The time the city has set for removing graffiti is 5 days, although we work with the community depending on weather or circumstances.
Yeah, and so with circumstances, I know for some people, unfortunately they were vandalized to no fault of their own, and if they can't afford to have it removed, are there opportunities for those folks to work with the city to have that removed?
Depending on the circumstances of private property owners, such as age, finances, we have a team under Shane Littleton, who they can help some property owners remove graffiti.
Yeah, and sometimes those are youngsters who may be involved in our juvenile system, and they are working to do some restorative measures in the community as part of their punishment, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
Yeah. So when graffiti is on a public street or a sidewalk or a public wall, how is that handled?
The city of Lakewood will send the team that's responsible to remove that graffiti. It's going to be streets, it could be a park. The best thing to do as a community is report it. It will be sent to the correct team that will respond and clean the graffiti.
So again, the emphasis is report, report, report. There's no piece of graffiti too big or too small, right? We want to make sure that we get it cleaned up, and if it's on the city of Lakewood's property or any other governmental agency, we play by the same rules, correct?
That's correct. We all are responsible for fighting back.
So we are pretty aggressive with the cleanup schedule. Why is it important to make sure that we keep that timely manner of getting that graffiti down?
By removing the graffiti in a timely manner, you control the property, you make sure that the graffiti and individuals doing the graffiti move along to a different location. It takes time, but they will get the message that you are not going to let this go. They will move along somewhere else.
So we're sending the community, by being active and vigilant, is saying, not in this community. We're going to clean it up. You're not going to have this to show off. And they may continue for a while, but eventually they'll see that that's not going to stay. And there's a sense of pride, I think, with some of these folks, and to see that taken down will eventually push them away.
That's correct. You take control of your community. This is your community, not theirs. You take control of it, you show the power, you take that from them, and it's all for you.
Well, and very well said. And I think that's super important for us to note, because this is our community. And it's like the broken window theory. Once you have one and you don't take care of it, you continue to see more things roll and can get out of control. So by being vigilant at the start, we're helping to make Lakewood the best city that it can be. And I think we've seen great gains in graffiti removal over the years. And it's because of the proactive nature of the community as well as responsive code enforcement officers like yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I know that your job's not easy. When folks see you roll up, they could probably want to run the other way or have choice words, but we certainly appreciate everything that you do. You really make sure that we continue to have a high quality of life and a sense of safety in our neighborhoods. So thank you and your team for all you do.
Thank you. Thanks for the community.
Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Spotlight on Lakewood. Check out Request Lakewood. There's a lot of information and there's a lot of ways to report things or see how the city does different things, and we really encourage you to use that. There's so much going on in the community and you are a key part of that. I hope you'll follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and remember, together we'll do great things.